Okay, so 11:30. It started about 8:30, so it's about 3 hours, right? 9 to 11, yeah, about 3 hours. Good to start early in the morning because this is pretty much a full-day job. We're not even close to finished yet, so give yourself lots of time. Okay, now I'm going to remove this. I want to see how it looks. Don't pull it away. It's better to kind of slide it up if you can. I can't. It's stuck. It's very stuck. I'll pull it right out. So looking at this now, if I make a mark in this, you know, it's soft enough to work for sure, and it feels pretty good to me. If I slide this along here, you can see that. The trickiest part is these designs with the little lip, the bottom lip on. It tends to rip the cement there. For your first project, you know, I would definitely not try that. I would try something simpler. If you do try it and it doesn't work out, you can always sand it out later. That's the other thing. Even after you've finished all of this, you can make a lot of final adjustments with sandpaper and a knife just to do fine tuning. But in terms of how set it is, I'd say that's enough. Any more than that, it would be quite difficult to work. So it's definitely enough. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to remove all the formwork. This one out here first. I guess I'm going to have to kind of slide this in, you know, and that came up very easily, no problem at all there. Not overly successful on the air bubble front. There's definitely bubbles in there. We'll see what it looks like in the final product. Scrape that up. Okay. The other side. This one off. Just slide in between. I wouldn't go like that because you'll break the cement, or not break it, but you might bend it in the wrong way. So just push it down like that. And these come up nice and easy because of the because it's covered in formica. There's a huge hole here, so I definitely was not expecting, but none of that happened. No big deal. Any mistakes like that we'll just put on them later. You can see how easy it is to manipulate now. Okay, let's clean it. Just measure a little bit here. And then we'll start using the shaper. Now I'm going to go around the perimeter of my plywood here. Check there's nothing stuck to it. Because this is going to be my guide now for giving the real shaping, the final shaping. Move this out of the way for a moment. Clean it up a little bit. Now, I put a screw in here. You can see that in line with the cutter blade, and that's going to act as a depth control. I don't want to cut all the way in one go. I want to take it in stages. So I'm starting out here with about 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to gradually bring that down to nothing. So I'm going to go into my corner here first. I'm going to just slide just kind of give this one here where you can actually see. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this guy on. Now this is why you don't want it too firm, because it just makes this very difficult. It's already quite firm, as it turns out. Definitely didn't want to leave any longer. And that was only 3 hours. I could probably have got away with 2 to 2.5. Clean this up as you go. And I don't pull away from the corners like this, because there's a good chance you might just rip the entire corner off. So I like to start in the middle of the corner and then push kind of inwards towards the center, rather than pull the corner away, trying to push the corner in. You don't want to rip your entire corner. That'd be a bad thing. It's definitely a bit crumbly there. There's a good chance I might have to fix this up later on. This is not crumbly for some reason. Maybe because I use a lot less plasticizer than usual. Maybe the 20% plasticizer isn't a bad idea. Okay, I just adjusted this in with my screwdriver, make it a little bit closer in. I'm going to spray some water. Spray some water on here and try and make it a bit more workable. Now, you know, this is obviously a bit of a time-consuming process. Been working it for about 5 minutes now, and I've got it down, and I've just removed the screw in the bottom here, which I used as a guide. So this is going to be the last pass on the shaping for now. I want to bring you back in. Just spraying this with water. My computer's very close to here, so I'm trying not to spray the computer with water as well. Again, keep the area reasonably clear. Rubbish. And then try to be a bit more gentle here. I'll show you the inside hard for me to push it. It's easier for me to pull, so I'm going to keep doing this. Each time I pull it, I get that much stuff off. And just scrape it off with the water. Don't worry about this giant hole. We'll fix it later. All we're really interested in right now is just getting the shape. I'm going to keep going on this for a while and I'll come back when it's okay. So I've been working for about 5 minutes on this with the no cutter and sorry, with the screw taken out of the cutter. I'm getting pretty close to my final position here, but I'm going to keep going for a while. I'm definitely getting the shape now. I've got a reasonable shape there. Now I've got that giant hole there, which obviously I don't like. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some of the waste stuff that I've been scraping off here. Get some camera view. It's quite pliable, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it. This is going to set a big hole. The smaller ones, and that's a very big one too. I mean, you can go ahead and start filling it now, or you can wait until it's more dry and then do filling and repairing. The other small problem, I've got a couple of other problems here where I accidentally pulled it away. That corner does not look good at all. Okay, now I want to take a look at some of these problem areas that I've created, like here, right. I want to fill that in. Now I'm going to use some of this leftover stuff that I've been scraping off here. It's nice and soft. And don't add any more water. It's plenty of water now. So I'm just going to attach this up. I should put my gloves on it. Also, look out for any hard bits of, cement that might have found their way into here, because if you end up scraping them, they'll leave a giant line. And I think there's actually one right here where I had a little bit of hard cement scraped across there. And you can sand that out later. Like I said, just about everything on this is repairable after the fact anyway, so if you make a bit of a mess of it at this stage, don't panic, don't think you have to throw the whole thing away. It's still perfectly usable. And a lot of fine tuning we'll do tomorrow, or maybe later today when it's hard enough to work with sandpaper. But for right now, I'm just kind of fine tuning the areas like this corner where it got ripped away there. I'm not going to worry too much about the little holes and things right now. Actually, there isn't many. That's one of the advantages, well, the really only advantage of using a foam versus just plastering it on, is it does really help in getting rid of the all the pock marks created by air bubbles. Okay, I am going to go ahead and fill in some of this. Certainly having this little rim, top rim, does make it significantly more difficult. There's no doubt about it. If you didn't have that, it would be a much easier. But I just like the style. I just think it makes a really interesting style. I have that little rim, that little lip around the base, but it's certainly not necessary. And like I said, if you completely screw up the lip altogether, don't worry about it, just sand it up later. That's what I did on the last one I did it. The rim didn't work out well at all, and so I just ended up throwing it away and starting and forgetting about the whole thing. But this one looks okay. I'm just kind of filling in where I've kind of over scraped it right now, making sure that I don't have any blobs. It's kind of already somewhat acclimatized to the cement. But if you haven't, then you definitely should be wearing gloves to do this. I'm going to go over again very gently, and I'm going to try and fix that shape there. Now I'm getting very close to as far as I want to go with the cutter. Any little problems left at this point I can just take off later with sandpaper. And any bits that are missing I can just add later with a bit more cement. So I'm going to go and do it just in 1 second here. I'm going to show you how to do the feet. Good to do the feet while it's still very pliable, because then you get a better connection between the feet and the body. Okay, I think I've really got it very close to the right shape right now. And whatever problem areas there are left in here, I can take out later with some sandpaper. After it's much more firm than this. Okay, I'm going to stop at that point. Knowing when to stop is probably the hardest part of this whole job. So I tend to overwork stuff. Okay, so there we go. The shape I think is great. No problems at all with the overall shape. There's a few areas that need touching up, and we'll definitely touch them up, but we're going to deal with that later. Now, I could mix more cement to do the feet, but I'm feeling a little bit lazy today, and this stuff is still pliable. The stuff I've just been scraping off. I'm going to put my gloves back on. I'm going to forget about the scraper for now. We're not going to use that again. I'm going to take this stuff and I'm going to kind of work it. I don't know. I don't know if I should be using this or not, to be honest with you. See if it can be worked into something. Maybe a little plasticizer mixed in. Okay. I just put a few drops of plasticizer in it. And you can definitely feel the difference with a bit plasticizer in. I'm going to go ahead and use this just because I don't feel like mixing anymore, and I already have this mixed and I'm 100% sure it's a good colour match. If it turns out it's not strong because it's been sitting around too long and reworked too much, well, I'll just make more. I think it'll be okay. Now what a stainless steel kind of L shape thing for my feet. You can make whatever shape you want. It's about 3/4 inches high, about 2 centimeters high. And I just got a thin piece of stainless and bent it to that shape. And make sure it's clean on the inside from the last use. And what I do is, let's see, pop that in there and make it about 1/2 inch from the corner all the way around. And I take some of this reconstituted cement group here, and I put that in and fill it up. Kind of feeling like I need to eat some lunch right now, so I'm kind of doing this all pretty quickly. But okay, so I'm pushing that down now. Knocking it down a bit. Okay, don't worry about how pretty or lack of pretty it looks, not important at all. Right now, move that down, push it down. Now I've got this kind of blob there, so I'm going to push it down a bit more. Just, I want it a little bit bigger than the L because I'm going to use the L again to kind of fine tune that. Okay, so I just basically put one raw foot in there, which hopefully is going to stick very well. I'm going to go ahead and finish the other 3 feet right now. And then I'm just basically going to give us maybe a little spray with water, keep it wet. With everything cement, doesn't matter what you're doing, any kind of concrete or cement work, very important to slow down the curing process so it is strong. So keep it away from heat and sunlight, and keep it damp and cover it with plastic. And then give it about another 2 hours, and then I'll come back and finish up the feet, and we'll also fine tune the body a little